Now, you guys, let's get into 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After because I got to get to the gym, y'all. I have to work out. Now, hopefully you guys are still tuning into the show, okay? I have to tell you guys, I don't know what you guys think about the relationship between Andre and Elizabeth, but I'm actually really concerned for her as a woman because it feels like this guy is so toxic. Everybody around her sees it. Everybody around her has been warning her against him, right? And telling her, listen, this guy's ruining your life. He's ruining your life. Now we find out that this man took $75,000 from her father and kind of pissed it away on some crappy investments. Here's the thing though. Why would Elizabeth's father give Andre 75K to carry out a real estate deal in Moldova when Andre doesn't know anything about real estate? He's only in real estate because that is Elizabeth's father's business, right? And then Elizabeth's father cannot oversee this money in a different continent, right? And Andre is not even in the continent, in the country, to really properly be looking after the construction of this supposed house to make sure it actually, happens. Like, that whole story is so freaking sad. But, I think Elizabeth just loves the whole you and me against the world kind of mentality. She loves the fact that nobody likes her husband. She loves the fact that she always has to defend him and that he screws her over and makes her like, there's something about her that is so freaking weird to me. I cannot. And it looks like you guys cannot stand Andre either, right? Like, I don't get it. I think there are some girls like that though, who like the bad boy or whatever, right? But like, so many people in her family have been telling her for a really, really long time, don't do it, don't do it. This is not the right guy or whatever. But she just keeps on going. And now she's losing good friendships. When I saw in today's episode that she aired out Lauren's private conversations with her about her husband and whatnot, like Alexi, and feeling like Alexi like might have body shamed her or whatever, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, why would you say and do something like that can have very serious implications for somebody else's marriage just because you're upset about something to do with your husband? Like, she's just losing everybody, friends, family, everybody, and it's just so freaking sad. Right. And I agree. Sometimes, Kelly, I do wonder if some of these things are put on. So, for example, there's that couple, there's this Russian girl, and the way she speaks English is so cute to me. I think her name is Julia, and she's married to that man with like the clingy parents and the mom whose hair looks like a rug. That one, like, that couple, I don't really talk about them, and I don't really have an interest in their storyline because it feels very forced for the show, right? Like, they seem like they're a happy overall couple and that everybody is hamming it up for the show. But overall, like, I don't know, Elizabeth and Andre, I really think that guy genuinely is toxic and like controlling or whatnot, right? Shay says she always misses. Well, look, now we've got it over here on TikTok. And thank you, Karina. It's Brandon and Julia. Like, I don't listen. They seem like lovely people who are pretending to have like this toxic dynamic and whatnot for the show. And it's very transparent to me personally. Ramsey says Moldova's right next to Ukraine and Andre wants to move his family there. Not smart, right? At this very moment, it's not a smart idea at all. Thank God they were able to come back because that was looking a little bit sketchy, right? And Misha, that too, like, do you guys think that Andre really did actually put that money into a house and it was lost because some country kind of went under with like the war and whatnot? Or did he kind of just squirrel that money away? Giving somebody money to put overseas is absolutely crazy to me. It's crazy to me. Somebody who's not even like an expert or whatever in real estate to give almost $100,000 like that, insane, right? Well, soon, Gail. So sorry to hear that. Oh my God. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Keeping my fingers crossed that everything is okay and that it's not cancerous. I'm knocking wood right here. Misha says he's so shady. And I agree. I kind of feel like he's playing the long game with Elizabeth, right? Similar to the way that Pedro was doing that with Chantel. So keep an eye out, Elizabeth. Keep an eye out. Like, there's something very odd about her, to be honest with you guys. I don't know how I feel about her. She seems like she would have been a really lovely girl with a different guy, but like something about the toxicities might be exciting to her. Maybe it makes her feel relevant and important or something like that, right? Like, I just not a fan, right? Yes, Lex, glad you're here, boo. She's ready to talk about 90 Day Fiance. We're talking about that latest episode. And thank you, Misha. Listen. By the way, they spoiled the ending of the show. So their entire storyline, thank you, Tyrell, their entire storyline of Brandon and Julia this season is that he really is pushing for a baby. She's not sure because she feels like maybe she won't be able to have one. And so they just kind of announced that, she's pregnant. So, there goes that storyline, right? In my Lisa Rinna voice. Alexa's not coming for Betty's mullet. Isn't it so fun? Listen, I love a good mullet, but hers looks like a rug. And actually at the end of this week's episode, she looked really pretty too. I was like, she's a really pretty girl. Give her the right haircut. Do you guys remember how shocking it was when we saw Colt's mom? Colt's mom, Debbie, back in the day was a dime, like a 10 out of 10. Like sometimes it's just the hair or the styling that makes someone like look, less hot than they actually are. Amelia says, I'm a Scorpio girl, a Scorpio. I love that. Hello to my fellow Scorpio. I'm so happy to finally know some Scorpios. I don't know any in real life, like any Scorpio girlies. You know what's funny? I share a birthday. My birthday twin is Kempire's manager. That's the only person I know who shares. Do any of you guys share my birthday, October 26th? Carla says, Julia's so cute. She deserves Brandon better than Brandon and his weird parents. Isn't it adorable? I freaking absolutely love her, the way she speaks and everything. She is so freaking funny, right? Absolutely freaking hilarious. It's so cute and innocent, her version of English. You know who else I actually really love is Yara. I love Yara. I think that Yara is a bad bee, and Yara knows she's a bad bee. She's so chic and stylish. I loved her actual like puppy accessories line. I really hope it takes off. Like she's really lovely. I really like her so far. And she dropped the bomb on Elizabeth that Andre told the guys about losing $75,000. So the guys and their wives knew about it before Elizabeth knew about it. I'm sorry, but like that relationship, that marriage is a humiliation ritual. Yikes, right? Now, again, I really do not understand why Matt is so into Jasmine. Again, Jasmine comes with so much baggage, not only with the Gino thing, but like her kids left behind in another country and just so much weirdness, right? And like the show and just being picked apart by like millions of people who watch the show. I do not understand why he was so desperate for this girl. Similar to the girlfriend that Gino had, right? Gino had this girlfriend. She was actually a pretty woman and she had grown kids. Like, what was her deal? Like, why was she running after this guy and everything? Like, thankfully, I think her name was Natalie. Thankfully, she left this whole thing behind after Jasmine attacked her. But Matt is still here talking about, I'm attracted to Jasmine. I'm so turned on when she gets violent with people. Oh, what? Right? Karina says, Yara is awesome. Isn't she? Love her so freaking much. She's so cute. And she's so chic, right? So listen, anyway, spoiler alert, we all know, and this is going to come out in next week's episode, right? But the two of them end up having a baby together. And for those of you who might just be joining or whatever, and I agree with Earl, for those of you who might be joining or whatever, they're already broken up. Matt moved out of the house and Jasmine is now wanting to move to Italy. So it looks like she might even leave this child with Matt. I don't think that Matt would just like be willing to allow her to leave with the child. So to me, I'm imagining her already like ditching this child like she ditched the other ones. Maybe she'll go make another one in Italy and then, ditch that to go somewhere else next. Like very sad overall. Can I ask you guys, do you think that Darcy and Georgie's marriage is going to make it? He seems so just dead inside every time he's around her. However, he has kind of been picking things up a little bit, right? A little bit lately, especially in this week's episode, but I just do not see any love from him to her. I think she's crazy about him. I think she's super in love. But when it comes to him, I'm not sure. Although his family is very sweet. They were really lovely with her and everything. But I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I really, truly hope that things work out for Darcy's sake, but I do not buy this guy. Can I ask you guys something else? So this guy has been in the US for like 20 years or something like that, 18 years or whatever. And his level of English is still not great. I find that to be very strange, especially because he was married to a prior American. And then they said that he wasn't able to like leave to go back to see his family for like over a decade. Why would that be the case? If you were married to another American, would you not have some kind of residency permit that allows you to travel around? Like, for example, y'all know, I live in France on a residency permit and, with this permit, I could travel, right? Like, why wasn't he able to travel? I don't understand, right? Anyway, I don't know. The whole thing is so strange. Misha says that he's turned off by Darcy. She's embarrassing. Listen, I can agree with you. I think that Darcy is very embarrassing. And I think she gets off on embarrassing him. It's kind of like the way, and I was talking about this to somebody, a friend of mine who's a parent, but like, I love embarrassing my nephew. It's too easy, like he hates when I say groovy, right? I like to make myself seem older than I am. So I'd be like, oh, what are all the cool kids? He's only 11. What are all the cool kids saying at school? Groovy, hip, and he hates it. I'm like, oh my God, Auntie Gracie, don't say that. That's so cringe, right? Like that kind of thing. I feel like that's how Darcy is with her man. And it's kind of like this weird kind of like, mother-son sort of a dynamic situation, right? I was telling somebody yesterday, she kind of looks like the Bogdanov twins, by the way, she and her sister. I don't know what was going on. They were such beautiful girls before. I really, really just do not understand. Ramster might have a massive, massive revelation here. I had no clue. Hang on, I'm trying to find your comment, Ramster. It disappeared. Apparently, Matt is an actor, a failed actor. So is that why he was hitching his wagon to Jasmine for the opportunity to stay on TV and perhaps even parlay it into other things moving forward? That would make so much sense. People are so scary, you guys. You have to be really careful about who you marry, who you have kids with. Some people are playing the long game with you and you don't even know it because your heart is so pure, Korean says maybe he couldn't afford it. But that's the thing. Like, he's been working in the US, like, stashed some money aside, like a decade plus. Like, I don't know. And he was married, like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys couldn't go half and half on one ticket for a couple $100. Like, I don't know. Like, something about that story is so strange to me. Like, your nephews are born, your nieces and nephews are born, and they make it to 12 years and you've never seen them. Like, oh my God, you weren't there for the wedding. Like, couldn't put it on a credit card. Don't they hand out credit cards like candy? Like, I don't get it. Like, they hand out credit cards like candy over there. He couldn't get a credit card and pay it off. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Very strange to me. How do you guys feel about that? I don't know. Lex says Darcy's video trying to eat a salad the other week was horrifying. Did it remind you of Taylor on Beverly Hills trying to eat cotton candy with her fake lips that didn't move? Kelly says, I love Darcy, but I don't know about this marriage. It seems like it could have been an agreement and being together for the show. I wouldn't be surprised. There was something that was very sad, which is they got into a fight about her, like, kind of like her vulgar way of presenting herself, right? And she's like, just admit it. You don't love me. You never did. You only use me for the papers and the money. You're going to leave me for someone younger. I think that she was being honest when she said that. I really do think that that is kind of like the thing in the background of this relationship, right? That is transactional and that it's temporary and that, that could potentially happen, right? Just saying. Yeah, he hates when I say it's groovy. Listen, I cannot wait. I'll be there next week telling him everything is groovy and he's going to be cringing. You know what listen, I hate that the kids say cringe. They don't say that's so cringe. They just be like cringe. I think that's so funny. Yes. Yeah, that's what I think they look like, and they were such pretty girls. It makes me so sad. It's always the pretty ones, right? So many people who are so beautiful who go down this road. Listen, a little nip tuck, whatever, one thing, but to completely just rip your head off, replace it with another one like that. Jeez. Oh, okay. September 25th is my brother's birthday, by the way. Good luck to your husband, Gail. Good luck. And it's so kind of you to take him there. And we're going to miss you on September 25th, boo. I wonder if Jasmine knew that about Matt. Good question. I'm really, really curious now. That's why I love doing these lives, because you guys tell me all these things that I didn't know about. Like this helps me understand so much, right? The idea that Matt maybe wanted to be an actor, and that could be why he's like, so desperate for Jasmine and the show and everything. It makes so much sense. Now, I do have a question for you guys about another couple. By the way, I found her so beautiful. Cara and Guillermo, they're a very beautiful couple. Like, they're both very attractive people. And I'm really sad that this is not working out, but I'm not surprised at the same time. He's very immature. He doesn't have a solid plan for what he wants to do as a career. Like, he's just bouncing around all these different ideas and whatnot, right? And she's supporting the family on her own. Like, it's a lot of pressure and it's not sexy. I'm sorry, but a man who cannot take care of himself, let alone his family, is not attractive, right? So with that being said, do you guys think that Cara might have cheated on Guillermo? So she's got this whole thing where she's like a singer, right? She's a real estate agent. That's how she takes care of the family. But on the side, she's a singer. She sings bachata music. Bachata, come on. She sings bachata music. And apparently she had a friends with benefit that she used to hook up with before her marriage. And she kept him as a friend. And she has these one-on-one hangouts with him. And she even like she goes to, here's the thing, I don't think it's problematic that he runs these like Latin music nights and like she asked to sing at them, whatever. But when he does after parties at his house and she attends them without her husband, that's weird to me. I'm getting red flags. And then the husband's talking about, oh, anytime he comes around, she's rushing to like hide her phone and whatnot. Like, that's weird to me. That is cheating behavior, right? But at the same time, she's like, people who are accusing you of cheating constantly is because they're paranoid about their own cheating and they're kind of trying to deflect. Her parents said that there was a weird incident in which they were watching the son and he came home, like he was disheveled and he rushed to take a shower and quickly thanked them for watching the son. So it's kind of like mutual people accusing each other of cheating. I kind of am of the belief that perhaps, I don't know, I kind of feel like Cara is cheating. And I kind of feel like maybe he's cheating too. Maybe we're all cheating in this marriage. Kristen, it's your son's 18th birthday. Oh, look at that. See, it's so fun when you have these like cool little similarities. And I saw we had 2 Sagittariuses in here. I think it was Dejana, and I think my other set, Jaleesa, are you a Sagittarius? I think you said as well. It's so cool. It's so funny how like certain signs you just never meet or something like that, right? And I don't get it, Karina. I really love Cara. I think she's a beautiful, lovely girl. She's doing her best to take care of her family on her own. Like, yeah, maybe she may be bitchy at her husband, but who wouldn't be bitchy at like a grown man who doesn't know what he wants to do? He's got a wife and child, you know, like I'd be bitchy too, right? Come on, come on. La 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 la. OMG says, I love when children call me cringe. Right? Isn't that so fun? I think it's the cutest thing. Like, yes, I'm old. I'm cringe. It's so cute. And I agree. Yeah, she's trying to promote her singing career with these like events. But I think that like going to these after parties at the guy's house, texting with him, hiding your phone, like I would be thinking that she's cheating too, personally, if I were married to her. Just saying. And so he had reserved for them, probably with her credit card, because he ain't got no money. He had reserved for them to go to some sort of love hotel to bring the spark back into their relationship and their marriage. But that's when she takes the opportunity to dump him. She says she no longer thinks that he is her person, and that like kind of like the vast of their disconnect is just too, their disconnect is too vast to overcome, essentially. So that's sad. And then meanwhile, I don't know, can you guys fill me in? Some of you guys may be a little bit more into the 90-Day universe than I am. I used to be obsessed with this, but I fell off when they did 1,000,001 screen spinoffs. But did Matt and Jasmine ever end up moving to Florida? So he tells her that he's got an opportunity in Florida. He wants her to move with him, right? And she actually, she's really pissed off about it. But listen, Jasmine is Latina. Florida, I think, is a really, really good place for somebody like her because there's so many like Latinos in Florida. Like Spanish is so widely spoken there. And she was complaining about the weather in Michigan. And Jasmine is like a vivacious plastic surgery vixen type of a chick. So especially if it's Miami, I feel like that would have been the perfect place for her. You know what I mean? And so I think she was just pretending that she's not really excited about it. But on the inside, she was jumping for joy that she finally gets to get out of cold, dreary Michigan and go to the beaches of Florida. Who wouldn't want, listen, I know Florida has their own like things going on, right? But I would be trading Michigan for Florida as well. I don't know. Sorry to those of you who are in Michigan here in the live chat, but I would be trading it in for Florida. And I know Florida's got its own problems, but I absolutely would, right? Oh, Jess is a Sagittarius as well. Shout out to my chat, Sagittarius. What do we call you guys? Sagittarii, the plural? Shout out to you guys. So they live in Florida and had her daughter. See, I knew it. She would have loved to go to Florida. So of course she said yes. And Tyrell, her mom was the first Gemini. Listen, I don't want to get in trouble talking about Gemini, so I'm going to be quiet. Is Allie still here? She might come for me. So they live. Okay, for some reason your photo reminded me of Cynthia, that one season of Housewives of Atlanta where she looked like this lady. Happy birthday to your friend, Gail. Happy birthday. So many birthdays this season. She's not respecting Leah's boundaries for her wife. Yes, thank you. Becky's wife's name is Leah. It's Jaleesa who comes from me over Geminis. I'm sorry. Listen, I didn't say anything. I was being nice today. I was being nice. Listen, I'm happy that Jasmine finally got to go to Florida. Everything worked out for her greatest good. Gino was not the perfect match for her. You know, I think this guy is a more And I don't know why Gino keeps calling this man ugly. I'm sorry. Put these two men up side by side. Let's be so freaking for real here. Matt is not ugly by any stretch of the imagination. So I think that things worked out best for Jasmine, her being able to go to Florida. I would have been so happy. I'd have been so happy. K-Car says, I live in Michigan, and I don't blame her for wanting to get out of here. Right? No offense to Michigan, but Michigan, Florida. I'm going to Florida. I want that sun. Summer Breeze says, I love a June Gemini. It's the air to my fire. Listen, I think... Thank you for taking the Gemini men off the streets. That's all I can say to you, Summer Breeze. Oh my God. When a man, I always ask a man for his birthday, so I know he's not a Gemini before I go any further. So I'm happy you're taking them. Amanda says, Gemini's men scare me. Me too, girl. Me too. And I agree with you as well, K-Car. Florida seems like a really, really, really beautiful place. I know there's a lot of things associated with it that are messy and whatnot, but it seems absolutely beautiful. The weather was stunning when I was there. Oh my God. Malik, your makeup is absolutely beautiful. Wow. I love this. Jasmine and Matt were never in a relationship. Yeah. Listen, maybe it's one of those things. Ramster had mentioned it a little bit earlier that he was an aspiring actor once upon a time. So all of this could have been some sort of an arrangement. And I think the baby can also help Jasmine stay in the United States as well. I think that this is some kind of an arrangement. Listen, I'm sorry, but she traded up. She traded up. Let's be so freaking for real. She doesn't have to suck this man's toes anymore to try and get laid. Oh, Lord. She was down bad for that man. Lord have mercy. Anyway, you guys, listen, that does it. I got to get ready to hit the gym. Another episode of the Morning Report. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for a whole hour and a half. It has been so fun, and I'm really looking forward to coming back for another episode tomorrow. If you enjoyed today's episode, please don't hesitate to go ahead and give it a thumbs up so YouTube knows you enjoy my content. And I'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for more of the day's hottest stories. Happy birthday to you once again, Lucky. Enjoy your lunch and your shopping. Bye, guys.